It's Friday, and that means it's 7:02 Unplugged.
It's 23 minutes to 3 o'clock. I was just so charmed and bowled over this morning, waking up to music that 702 Unplugged guest has prepared for us. It's not only new music, but he also takes us back to music that we've come to love from him and really appreciate. And the artist that we're featuring this afternoon is Langa Mavuso. When he tweeted that we'll be on the show, someone said, finally, we even have a date for the new album. It's like you've developed this career, Langa. You've built this fandom, this base of people who love your music. And yet we are yet to do a debut album. I mean, has that surprised you about how your career has gone? Hello.
Hello, Auntie Asa. Um,
Hey, Langa, man. On the radio, it's just Azza. I'm joking.
no, you know you're my auntie. It's been amazing to have people kind of walk the journey with you and really be patient with you. You know, I've been very intentional on having a very long, very well thought out journey, and I think now I'm ready to put out a full body of work. When I came out with Sunday Blues, I was 23, you know, and I hadn't completely had like a conception of what I wanted to say, and I'm 26 now, and now I know exactly what I want to say, and I want to talk what I want to talk about, and I go through that journey with the listener in the album. So I wanted to be able to tell a story. I didn't want to just put together songs for just that's yeah.
For the sake of it. And boy, do you share on this album. You've got the song Love Lost. And it's quite intimate because you share what happened in this profound relationship that shaped not just who you are, helped to shape you at a time that mattered when you were a young man, you know, coming into your early 20s and so on. But it also shaped your music career. Just take me through the story, because our listeners your fans will also get to hear the music, but they'll also know the background to it.
Yeah. When I was 18 at the National School of the Arts in my final year, I fell in love with this beautiful human being. Unfortunately, he committed suicide in that year, you know. And, you know, when that first love is really intense, like when you're young and it really happens for the first time, I was just really, really in love. And then obviously for the death to happen, it really shattered me. And I went through the process of grief, and throughout that process of grief, I kind of grew as a person and came to finding peace and solace and understanding later on in life. And that's what the album really talks about. You know, I go through this journey of heartbreak, of losing myself. You know, I remember being like in the club, like really confused, but I'm young, I'm in my 20s. That's what we do, you know, when we're a little bit lost, like we kind of distract ourselves. And I talk about that time of distracting myself and being around people that weren't necessarily the best to be around. And then I kind of come to a place where I have a very prayerful moment, and even in that song, I just kind of talk to God and say, guide me, bring me back to myself, you know? And then I go into an awareness of the world around me, and then an awareness of self. And I finally finish off the album with this first lead up single called Love Lost, where I go back to the day that I found out that he passed. And I remember sitting in my hostel room, staring out into the stars the entire night, weeping. And waking, well, not really sleeping, really waking up with really red eyes, you know. And when I was in London writing the song with Lyndon, when he played the organ for me, I really went back to that time in that room, you know, because it had been 7 years since it had happened. And I remembered, you know, for the first time, I remembered with peace in my heart. And when I started to write the song, I wanted to take the listener back there, and I say, I've got scars in my eyes, I've been wrestling stars, you know. But
Oh,
then
what a line.
it's not a sad song for me. So I then retell the beautiful story of love that happens there, right? So I speak about the songs we sang. I go, Blue Rose, right? That's all we sang. Liz, right? Blue Rose will always remind me of him. And then I go back to the moments that we met, the moments that we first kissed. But then there's a beautiful moment of acceptance in the song that happens when I go, you've got a new life and your soul has flown a new flight. I wish I could see you there, you know, my love. But I'll still remember. I remember all the moments that we shared. And that's what I go through, you know. And so many people always ask me, you keep saying lost love in the song, but the song is called Love Lost. And I always say, the reason why the song is called Love Lost is because I didn't lose, but love lost, you know.
Yes. Oh, yes, that's that exceptional thing that you had. It's just it's beautiful. It's poetic, not just your voice, of course, accompanying these wonderfully written lyrics, but it's just absolutely poetic. And I guess I see why you just take your time like this. So you've been working on this album for some time. You've had incredible contributions. Just give me the credits of it so that, and also when it's dropping, because your fans have been in high anticipation, Langa. We still have to wait, in fact, because August is not exactly here already.
It's almost here, you know, we're in June now. The album does come out August 2020. We're gonna drop one more single and then finally the album. Yeah, I've had amazing people contribute to this album. I spent time in London and in Cape Town recording the album. And in London, I worked with some amazing producers. Lyndon J, who I already spoke about, he did Love Lost. He works with Khalees a lot. He worked with some of Sam Smith's team. He was a really integral part of the album. I worked with a guy named Math Time Joy, who some people know. He worked with Mahalia, who did Soba, really urban pop people. And in South Africa, I worked with a guy named Bubele Boy, who was also part of Beyonce's last album. He produced Find Your Way Back for Beyonce and Ami Faku. So I worked with amazing people, but I also kept Darren Blankenser, who produced Sunday Blues and Mvula. I kept him because I think him and I have a magic when it comes to creating the ballads. So we were able to retain the sound that we were able to cultivate together, but I was also able to share the growth with other producers and explore, because Bubele really captures that time of dear Makanis in my life, you know. We're able to really get into my head then, and Lyndon really got me as an adult. I'd say like I'm older now. 26 is still a kid.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit more grown, and I think he helps me kind of settle into that better. So each producer kind of captured each phase of my life quite well.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Now we get to grow the repertoire of music that we have from you. And after this, we get to watch you perform. Thank you for the spoil. Thank you so much for the spoil, because this was an incredible length of music that you're giving to our listeners this afternoon. Just love, only love to you, Langa. Thank you so much.
I've got scars in my eyes. I've been wrestling the stars. The sunless skies are way too fast. Exploding balls of gas. My heart still sings your jazz, yeah. Blue rose right, that's all you sing, yeah, yeah. And you've got a new light, souls on a new flight. I wish I could see you there, yeah. Love, I still remember when we first kissed. See, it was September. I never knew it like this. Do you still remember when we first kissed? It was September. I never knew it like this. Ooh, sweetest kiss, sweetest love, it could not be undone. yeah. I lost love. Ooh, I lost love. Love, 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 love. I lost love. Ooh, I lost love, love, no, 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 no love. No, 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 no love. Mvula yami ngimanzi njena uthando lwakho. Sithandwa sami konakele kodwa ngisakuthanda. Cabanga wena ngifuna wena wedwa. Say it and sing it to me. Break it and pull me apart at the seams. I know it, you broke it. I felt it, we lost it. I trusted the process. I thought we'd never make it. I don't wanna be a fool again. I don't wanna be the one to scream and shout and let the rain fall, wash us clean of yesterday. Yeka thando lwami, let the rain fall, wash us clean of yesterday. Yeka, yeka thando lwami, yeka thando lwami. No, 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 no love, no love, no, 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 no love. Kimani beke ngizibuza ngawe. Vuselela, pray the Lord will keep us apart. Sabuka, pokopela, pray that we make it through. Shikshikela, utintando, sweet love. First love, a dream of tragic fate, a warmth of broken hearts like morning state, cold in its weight. Wash me clean of this embrace. Mvula yami, sithandwa sami. Yehla, yehla thando lwami, yehla moya wami. Oh, Let this rain fall. Let it fall. Let it fall. Let it fall. Resides in you, yeah, and I die in hopes untrue. Spirit, overflow in you. Help me see the truth. Spirit, overflow in you. Lead me to the truth, yeah. I pray I find you. I'm lost without you. I pray I'd find you. Oh, oh, yes, I can. So to overflow in you, yeah. Spirit, stormy Sunday blues rolling around the room. You seem to hide your smile with diamond color, and baby, I want to share my love with you. You should be here, no else but here. The rain keeps falling. You should be here. No else but here. The rain keeps falling. Morning rose gloom and eyes are dark in color blue. A ray of sunshine in the shade. I promise that I'll never leave you. I'll save you from the heavy clouds, 'cause memories, they don't fade. And baby, I want to share my love with you. You should be here, no else but here. The rain keeps falling. You should be here, no else but here. The rain keeps falling. Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Yeah. Don't leave me, baby. Don't leave me, baby. Don't leave me, baby. Don't leave me, baby. Oh, baby, 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 baby. Oh, baby, baby. Baby, baby, baby. You should be here, no else but here. Oh, the rain, it keeps falling. You should be here, and no else but here. Oh, the rain, it keeps falling. It keeps. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, the rain, it keeps falling. Oh, falling, falling. Oh, the rain, it keeps falling. My name is Langa Mavuso. Thank you so much, 702. Goodbye.
It's Friday, and that means it's 702 Unplugged.